What's up, guys? I'm tired. Coffee first. What's up, guys? Fears, audience, fears. You'll have to forgive me. I'm just a tad bit tired. I just woke up like 15, 20 minutes ago. It was a good night at work, but it was a busy night at work. So as soon as Fears got home, oh man, did I go to sleep? Oh my lord! Anyway, well, time to open up that chat. See how everybody's doing. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. All right, here we are. I just woke up like. There we go. Thank you for the first like. I appreciate that. Let me switch it from top chat to live chat. There we are. Let me just get situated here. Thank you for the second like. I really appreciate that, guys. I'm telling you guys, the last couple of months, man, you guys have been rocking on those likes, and I can't thank you enough. So yeah, I just woke up about 15, 20 minutes ago, guys. So Fears is just a tad bit tired. So thank God I got my official no sleep mug from exhumevisions.com. To get this wonderful gem, exhumevisions.com, buy it. Enjoy it. Why wouldn't you buy it? Anyway. My coffee is a rockin', super hot. Today, we're going to review Austin Powers 1, 2, and 3. I watched all of them last night, 1, 2, and 3. And I finally got to watch Night of the Creeps. So we're going to be reviewing Night of the Creeps. Vision said he is coming. He said he just is watching the end of a documentary. So we're going to save this for the very end. Because I don't want Visions to miss the Night of the Creeps review. Because he said he rewatched it. He wants to put in his 2 cents. And I said, no problem. I watched it. I'm going to put in my 2 cents. So I'll start with the updates and then we'll review this. And I hope by the time I do all that, hopefully Vision shows up. All right. Tomorrow I'm going to be watching. Tonight I'm going to be watching Hitch and The Holiday. It's kind of a dual feature. So that's what I'm going to be watching. That's what I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow. So if you want to watch this with Fears and comment on it, that's what we're going to be reviewing tomorrow. Kind of a dual package. So there it is. All right. Well, as you can see, I'm a little tired. I hope everyone had a good day. I didn't really get anything done today. Fears was so tired. Oh my god. It was nuts. I was so tired. And the minute I got off of work, I got off at, 8:30? 8:30, I went right to bed, so I didn't get home until, there was traffic, so I didn't get home until 9. Fears had a little bit of breakfast, and then I think I was in bed by like 9:30. So I slept from 9:30 till about 15, 20 minutes ago. Yo, Visions! What's up? Visions, I was just telling everybody I was going to save this to last because I didn't want you to miss, our Night of the Creeps review. Plus, I didn't want to miss you adding your own 2 cents in. So I'm going to do this at the very end. But I'm so glad you're here. Visions, I told everybody I'm going to watch these 2 tonight. Will Smith's The Hitch, and then The Holiday with Jack Black and Kate Winslet and Judd Law and Cameron Diaz. This is a very good, kind of Christmas movie. It's a Christmas romantic movie, but it's a good movie. And Hitch, I don't think I've ever seen. Not that I can remember. But I know it's got Kevin James in it. So yeah. Yo, Larry, what's up? So if you guys want to watch these, go for it. And this is what I'm gonna be reviewing tomorrow. So I'm gonna watch these two tonight and give them a whirl, see what they're like. This was $1 at Goodwill. So I kind of want to watch these real quick, get them out of the way, and then move on to something bigger and better, you know? Because they look like romantic comedies. But they were only $1 at Goodwill, so I thought, all right, I will watch them. I write Visions? LOL, cool. Yeah, $1, right? $1. So there it is. So yeah, mainly I slept all day. But I was tired, man. We only had 38,000 last year. I mean, not last year. Hilarious. Last night. Last year. Hilarious. We only had 38,000 last night. Not last year. Last night. Sorry, I'm tired. And it was a pretty good day at work. It just it was a very slow day at work because on one hand, we don't have too many boxes, right? But on the other hand, sometimes they take their time. They stretch out the night. Like they'll throw, 20, 30 boxes down the chute. Then you're waiting for like 5 or 6 minutes for the next thing. So it was a long night. And I was like, let's just hurry up and get this done, So yeah. And basically, I went up to my boss and I just said, hey, I'm just curious. I said, why did you cut my hours? This is the reason why. And the reason why they cut my hours last year was for the exact same reason. Always before peak season and after peak season, they hire a bunch of newbies. And they said, John, it's not just your hours getting cut. They said, everyone that's been here for at least a year, we have to cut their hours to give hours to all the newbies. And they said the reason why we're always hiring newbies is because a lot of people can't hack the job. And then they're like, oh, fuck this. I don't want this job. And so they quit. And they said, as soon as they quit, we give you your hours back. They said the people that decide to stay, we kind of even out the hours. They said, plus, we need a lot of people when peak season comes up. Because peak season, everyone will get their hours because it'll be all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? The minute September hits, that's when peak season starts. And I look forward to it because you get extra hours, and you get everyone during peak season. So September, October, November, December, and then the beginning of January. Everyone that's been there for a year gets it's either $1 raise during peak season or $2 raise. I can't remember. And then as soon as peak season's done, then you go back to what you were making before. But that extra money, is always good. So, yeah. So, anyway. But anyway, big shout out to Visions. Big shout out to Larry. I'm yawning. I apologize. Visions, I'm just curious. What was the documentary about? You said you were watching a documentary. I'm just curious. What was the documentary about? Because I like documentaries. I haven't watched one in a while. The last one I watched was that Tampa Bay beer one. Remember I told you guys about that one? I rented that from the library. And they make this amazing beer in Tampa. And I was at the library one day, and I was actually putting something back on the shelf. I was like, do I want this? And so I grabbed it, and I was looking, and I was like, nah. I'm fine. So I put it back, and as I put it back, I saw the Tampa Beer documentary, and so I grabbed it. Oh no, Larry! Don't be starting rumors now. I am not laid off. I'm still working. I was at work last night. They just cut my hours. So instead of 5 days a week, I went down to 4 days a week. Because they're hiring a bunch of newbies. So don't be spreading rumors. I'm not fired. So don't even go there. Do not even go there, Larry. But no. So that's the last documentary I've seen. Do I plan to strike? No, I don't plan to strike. Yo, Yakovich, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Anyway, but yeah, that's the last documentary I saw. Vision said it was called Dark Day, about a New York homeless population that lived underground in tunnels. Oh wow, wow, that's nuts. Anyway, that's insane. That is insane. Well, was it a good documentary, Visions? Speaking of homeless, Visions, I have a friend in that lives in Portland. She went to film school with me, and I woke up about 15, 20 minutes ago, and I always check my Instagram and I check my email and stuff like whenever I wake up. And she made a post that she got robbed. So she got robbed the other day, Visions. She lives in Portland. She was married, but the guy was just horrible to her, so she divorced him. And now my friend that I went to film school with, now she's a single mother and she's got 2 kids. And I always tell her, look, if the guy was an absolute scumbag, then you're probably better off. I'm like, just focus on you and the kids. You know what I'm saying? But she's a wonderful person. And so I wrote her before I started this live. And I said, hey, I saw your post about you getting robbed. I'm like, are you all right? She goes, yeah, I'm all right. And I said, what happened? And she goes, oh, my house was broken into. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like, so you weren't there with the kids? She goes, no. She goes, we were actually out to dinner. And when we came back, one of the windows had been broken in. And they got in through a window. And they broke the window and got in. And I said, did they take much? And she goes, no, they didn't take much. She's like, because one of the neighbors called the police. I said, oh, well, that's good. She goes, they kind of just were in here for like 5 or 6 minutes. They stole some of my money, and they stole some of my jewelry, and like other. I said, well, thank God it was only like slim pickings, you know. But I'm gonna say a prayer for my friend, and you guys, please, and for everyone that's everyone's in the chat, please say a prayer to my friend. I'm not gonna reveal her name, but she got robbed, so that's nuts. So yeah. Yeah, you did, Larry. Larry, listen, I'm not gonna nitpick here. You did say you said, oh, so you were fired, you were laid off. No, I wasn't fired. I wasn't laid off. They just cut my hours. The reason why they cut my hours is because they hire a bunch of newbies before the peak season starts and after. And the reason why they do that is for 2 reasons. One, they need extra help around peak season, so they offer like part-time gigs and seasonal positions. And then a lot of people can't hack the job that I do. They'll be like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to quit. You know? So, and when I asked them, I said, hey, why did my hours get cut from 5 days a week to 4 days a week? And they said, oh, don't worry, John. Don't worry, John. Like it won't be permanent. Like, you'll get your hours back soon. They said, the computer automatically does that whenever we get newbies. They said, we have to give some of the newbies some hours so they can be trained. And I said, yeah, I get it. And they said, we always take hours from other people's schedules. And they said, you're not the only one that got their hours cut. So last night I did some investigating. So I walked around, and people that were working around me, Larry, I went up to my buddy. I'm like, hey, did your hours get cut? He goes, yeah, Fears. He goes, you're lucky you only got cut like 1 day. I said, well, how many days did they cut from yours? He went, oh yeah. He goes, I'm down to 3 days a week. And I was like, oh, that's bullshit. And he goes, oh yeah, Fears. He goes, you're preaching to the choir. And I was like, man, oh man, oh man. And then one girl only is working 2 days a week. So hopefully it won't be permanent. But my boss said it wouldn't be permanent. I went up to my female boss, and she's like, I hear you, Fears. She's like, you're one of the hardest workers. She goes, I know you like to make as much money. I said, yeah. I said, it helps paying with bills. I said, they go hand in hand. Bills, money goes to bills. Bills, bills. I said, it would help. So I said, so anyway, hopefully it won't be permanent. So yeah. Anyway. But you did say fire, Larry. I'm not nitpicking here, but you did. Anyway. Vision says, dark days, my bad. Yeah, it had a happy ending. Well, that's good, Visions. At least it had a happy ending. But anyway, like I was saying, my friend, she lives in the Portland, Seattle area, Visions. Um, I know Visions isn't religious, but anyone that is religious in the chat, um, this girl is a dear friend of mine, and she's the nicest girl ever. She was always in my film classes. She's a wonderful person. She after she got her film degree, she decided to go off and do something else. She doesn't do. She does have a YouTube channel, but like she kind of did it like how I did it. Like she tried to get a film job, and then once she couldn't find a film job, I thought, well, I'll just pull all my efforts to YouTube. She does have a YouTube channel, but she's very active in the community. She gives a lot back to like charity and stuff in her community. She loves music, so a lot of her videos are about music. She does modeling now, but she's always been beautiful. So that doesn't surprise me that she went into modeling. I was like, okay, I'm like, that makes sense. She's very beautiful. She's still beautiful. She's into modeling. So yeah. So yeah. So I could see how she went that route. But yeah, she said she came home the other night. Her and her kids, I guess, were out to dinner somewhere. I don't know where, but she said they went out to dinner. And the story she told me, she goes, yeah, Fears, she goes, me and my kids got back from eating dinner. And she goes, I noticed that one of the windows had been broken. She goes, I went over to it and they had broken out the window. And she goes, inside my bedroom was in disarray. And I went, really? I'm like, did they take a lot? And she said, no, they just kind of took like slim pickings. She goes, they took some money. They took some of my jewelry. They took some of my clothes. And I said, well, thank God that they didn't steal shit from every single room of the house. And so, yeah. So, please, Yakovich, if you could send a prayer to my friend. I don't want to say her name on camera because, you know, if the trolls get her name, then they'll troll the shit out of her. And I don't want that to happen, you know, because she's a very nice girl. She's a very nice girl. But she made a post on her Instagram today. And she was telling everybody on Instagram, she goes, I'm fine. She goes, I just, you know, got robbed the other day. And I was like, oh, shit. So, hopefully, things get better for her. Because I was like, well, thank God, like, they didn't, like, rape you or kill you or rape you and then kill you. And, I mean, I didn't say that to her. I was thinking that. I was like, oh, well, thank God nothing like that happened. Because if life has taught me anything, it can always get worse. It can always get, you know, bad. It can always get even more bad. So I try to stay positive, you know, as much as I can. So I just said, well, thank God you're alive. Thank God they didn't do any, like, crazy, weird shit to you and your children. Thank God. I'm like, thank God they didn't, like, you know, like, set your house on fire, you know. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like, we were lucky. She goes, because what if we would have been home, John? I said, I know. I said, exactly. I said, what if you would have been home? I said, what if they would have broken in and tied up you and your children and, like, stole everything out of your house, you know? So I didn't get all the details. I just heard little bits and pieces of the story, but apparently they were out to dinner or they were out doing something. She came home and she had been robbed. And I was like, wow, that's nuts. So, yeah. So, yeah. Am I gonna find a second job? No, I'm fine. I had a second job for a while, Vision. I'm really trying to make this well. I'm always looking for a better job. You know, like the other day, I applied to some more airline jobs, but I'm fine for right now. I don't need a second job right now. Excuse me. The factory is doing actually pretty good. And they said it won't be for long. They said hopefully it'll just be for a couple of weeks that you'll only doing like 4 days a week. And I was like, well, let's hope. So if it becomes longer than a few weeks, then I'll probably get a second job again. But I'm fine for right now. Because they said it's only 1 day, Fears, and they said hopefully it'll be temporary. They said a lot of the newbies quit. I mean, once you get into a routine at the factory, like I almost quit, you know, a couple months back, you know, because I didn't think I could hack it. And they said, "Oh, Fears, you've made so much progress." They said we wouldn't quit. And I said, "All right." I said, "I'll give it a couple more weeks." Once you get over the hump, and once you get into a routine, then working at the factory, it's like clockwork. Now it's easy. To me, it's easy now. The only time it gets hard is when you have to do like 4 or 5 trucks in a row on a busy day. Then it gets kind of crazy. But like last night was a cakewalk. We only had 38,000. I had 3 trucks, so I'm like, that's not too bad. And I just knocked it out, you know. And then they finally put that kid, or well, he's not a kid. They put that 18-year-old that I trained on the opposite side of the belt of me, and I said, "Hey," I said, "this is your first day alone." I said, "You got any questions? You let me know." And he only had 2 questions. He said, "Am I moving the boxes right?" I said, "You're doing right." I said, "Just make sure that they can see the numbers on the way down on the belt." So I said, "Put the odd numbers on this side, on your side." I said, "I always do the even numbers because I'm on the even side of the belt." So I said, "Put the evens over here." I said, "Just push them over to me." I said, "I'll take care of them." I said, "If the number's on this side, just push it over to me. I'll flip the box around." And I said, "You always want to make sure that the number is on the," I said, "let's say my hand's the belt." I said, "Don't have the number on this side." I said, "Have the number on this side so when they turn around from coming out of the truck, they can look at it and say, is that box for me? Oh, no, that's not my box. Oh, the next one, that's my box." Then they grab it and then they put it in. I said, "But then if they don't see the number, then it may pass them by and then we have to do a bunch of reloads." So, yeah. It is. It's extremely hot in that factory. Even though they have air conditioning, which baffles me because it doesn't feel like there's air conditioning in there. But there is. There's not much, but there is a little bit. And then they have those industrial fans. Let's see, what else has been going on? Oh, I promised Jeff that I would give him some more plugs. So I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing it, but anything for a friend. The next show, I can't believe I missed the July 8th and July 9th one. Oh, man. Well, I mean, my family is more important than a toy show, but I wish Jeff would have switched the July 8th and July 9th until after I got back from my vacation, because I love that convention. The Tampa Toy Con is like one of my favorites. Oh, I love that one. And it sucks that I missed it. Oh, well, there's always next year. The next one, I'm thinking about going to this one. I haven't decided. I've never went to this one. It's the Central Florida Collectors Toy Fest. I've never been to that one. September 9th is the Star Wars show. You guys know I've went to the Star Wars show a bunch of times. So Fears will be there. I'll be one with the Force. One with the Force. The Gatorsville one, I haven't decided. We'll see. The Kissimmee Collectors Fest, that one I always go to. That one's great. October 21st, the West Palm, South Florida Collectors Toy Fest. Never been to that one. I'm thinking about going and giving it a whirl. November 9th, we're back at the Tampa, Florida Extravaganza. I've been to that one 2 or 3 times. That one's always a good show, so check that one out. And then November 19th, Space Ghost from Coast to Coast Collectors Toy Fest. I've never been to that one, but Jeff said he's going to bring a bunch of celebrities. So I thought I would, it's a 2-day con, so I thought I would roll by for like one day, see what it's like. Anyway, check it out. If you guys want information, go to Florida Toy Shows and Expos on Facebook, or go to their website, and I'll be right back because I have to use the restroom, and I should have went before, so I apologize. But give me 1 second. Just go ahead and study Night at the Creeps because they're quite creepy. Just go ahead and study it, and I'll be right back. Fears has to take a PO and probably a PUO. Probably a dual combination. That's too much information. I'll be back. I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. When you gotta go, you gotta go. All right. All right. I'm back. I'm back. All right. All right, I'm back. All right. Let's see here. Larry says factory. Oh, wait, I already read that one. All right. So let's see what else has been going. Oh, my mom called me today. Mom's doing well. She just misses me, obviously, and I said I miss you too. She's like, oh, she goes, those 10 days went by so fast. I'm like, they did. They did. I'm like, Mom, I said that's usually how vacations work. You're ready to be on vacation. You get there, and then I had so much planned, you guys. It was insane. And I didn't even get to some of the things that I wanted to do. Well, I tried to go as fast as possible, Yakov, because I am doing a stream, and I didn't want to keep you guys waiting. So I just got in, got out, did my business, washed my hands, lickety-split, and right back. By the way, big shout-out to fucking Jaws, man. Some jawage. I think I bought this here. What, did I buy this here? Yes, I did. I bought it here a couple of weeks ago. $8 at Walmart. Shh. So if you want it, it's at Walmart. $8. So there it is. I love me some Jaws. Anyway, Mom is doing well. But I agree with my mom. I was like, man, I said that went by way too fast. And she's like, why couldn't you have stayed for 20 days? I was like, if I could, I would, Mom. I said, I got to get back and pay some bills, man. I said, I got to get back to the old Fearzo's life. Update on the dating? 0. I haven't tried in a while, but 0. No messages, nothing, nada, Zippo, nothing. I haven't tried in a while. I haven't checked the dating apps in a while, but I'll check. I'll keep you guys posted. I needed a break. I was like, man, I'm like getting rejected every 5 seconds. It takes a toll on you. So I was like, all right. I said I won't message any girls for a couple weeks, and then I'll get right back on the job here in a couple weeks. I need to call Grandma Fears. My mom said call Grandma by this Friday. So probably what I'll do is when I get off of work early. I get off work early on Friday. I'm gonna come home, take a shower, right off to the fire museum, because I've been wanting to do this forever. They take donations, so I'm gonna donate some money. I don't know how much, but anyway, I've been wanting to do it. The last time I tried to do it was a couple of weeks after I went and saw that World War II ship, and I just never got around to it. Like I had to come into work, and so I had to cancel my reservation at the museum. It's an old museum. It used to be a working firehouse, and I did some research. I think they stopped it a working firehouse around late 80s, early 90s, and now they turned it into a museum. And you guys know I always love those like hole-in-the-wall like tourist attractions. It's for free, so Fears likes free, me likey. And whenever I can donate to charity, I do. And they said, it's free to take the tour. We just would like any donations, because the donations go to, I forgot what she said the name of it is. The charity, it's something like the Firefighters Association, something like that. And it helps if they've been wounded in the line of duty, like burnt or broken any bones or anything like that. The money goes to treat their wounds. Or if they've been killed in action, the money goes to their families. So I said, oh, absolutely. I said I would make a donation. And so I think I'm going to donate around $40 or $50, something like that. So that's going to be Friday. I told my mom, I said, Mom, before I go to the Firefighters Museum, I said, I will give Grandma Fears a call. And then I was like, how's she doing? My mom's like, she has her good days. She has her bad days. Grandma Fears, she's getting quite old. She's going to be 90, later on in the year. So, whew. But I respect the elderly. They've been there. They've done that. So they're quite wise. Especially my grandma. My grandma, if she didn't fall down, in her apartment, she would still be living in her apartment. But after falling down not once, not twice, like 4 times, And she didn't have one of those panic buttons, but that's how independent my grandma is. My grandma's like, "Oh, I don't need a panic button." I said, "Well, apparently you do, because the fourth time she fell, it took her a half an hour to crawl into the kitchen to grab the phone to call for help." So she basically sold her condo, and now she lives with my Aunt Donna. But I said, "Grandma," I said, "that's not a big deal." I said, you can still drive, you know. I said, you can still go shopping. I said, you can still do whatever you want because my grandma's retired. I said, Aunt Donna will help you, help take care of you. The things that you can't do anymore, I said, she'll help you out. Plus, I try to call my grandma at least twice a week because, we don't know how much time we're going to have with, our loved ones. And I hate to say this, but Grandma fears, she's getting quite old. And I was talking to my mom about this. I said, "Mom," I don't mean to bring up a sore subject, but I'm like, I love Grandma. I said, I love her a lot. I said, but probably that's the next funeral we're going to go to. My mom's like, "Oh, yeah," because I think about that all the time. I said, "Yeah," I said, because Grandma's going to turn 90 soon. I said, she's the last Fear's grandparent still alive. I never got to meet my mom's dad because he died of a stroke because he was an alcoholic. So I never got to see my British grandfather. And then Grandpa Fears, he died of, it wasn't prostate cancer, it was a certain type of cancer that he got from working at a can factory, and whatever chemicals that they put on the cans, obviously, I guess the factory work was different back then, and they didn't take a lot of precautions, and I guess he kept inhaling that, he didn't inhale it. I guess from being around all those chemicals, it got inside his body somehow, and it tore his body up. So I know there's a name for that type of cancer. I can't remember because I was so young whenever Grandpa Fears died, but I've been the closest with my Grandma Fears. Probably the second closest I've been was with my mom's mom, which is my British grandma. And she died in 2001 because she smoked a lot, So she knew she was going to die because she was like, "Oh, I've been smoking since I was 16. Well, obviously, and my grandma died, my British grandma died, she was 71, 72, somewhere around there, and she died in 2000, it was either 2001, 2002. I was still in high school when that happened. So, yeah. So I said, "Mom," I said, I try to call Grandma at least twice a week, and my aunt showed my grandma how to do FaceTime. So sometimes we FaceTime, sometimes we talk on the phone, sometimes I Skype my grandma because now she's figured out finally how to do that. So yeah. Vision says that's really cool of you to work hard so you can send money back home to your mom. I'm sure she appreciates it. Well, listen, she's my mom. I love her, and I try to send back as much as I can. I mean, I pay all my bills. Whether it's $20 a week or $50 or sometimes it's $100. I try to give back to my mom when she, because my mom's been through a lot. We all have. You guys have been through a lot. I've been through a lot. We all have problems, and I'm like, doesn't matter how much money I send home. I want to be a good son. I want to help out my mom, and I'm like, oh well, if I send $20 this week, at least she can put that $20 in her gas tank or whatever. Or, hey, that $20, you can buy a lot of food at Walmart for $20. It just depends on, you got to find those deals. So I'm like, Mom, the Fears is, we're the master dealers. I'm like, you can stretch $20. If I brought $20 to a convention, Visions, Fears, without a shadow of a doubt, I would stretch that $20 until I was down to 10 cents. They're like, "I don't know, Fears, you've only got $20. I'm like, "Oh, I know you're going to give me that fucking toy for 50 cents. I know you are. So I'm like, get your head out of your ass. Quit this fucking debate because I'm the master debater. That sounded like masturbator, not masturbator. Master debater. Because I knew someone was going to make fun of that. So I was like, I better just nip that in the butt real quick. They actually, like the dealers, the vendors, they think they have a chance. I'm like, no. You have absolutely no chance. I'm like, I was taught by the best negotiators in the world. Grandpa Fears, Dad Fears. They could negotiate anything, and they would crumble the competition within seconds. I'm just a very good conversationist. That's one part of it. One part of it. The second part of it, you have to be confident. You have to know going in, okay, I can probably get that deal. Some people, very rarely do they walk away. Some people have been like, oh no, Fears, we know you. We know we're not going to get a lot of money out of you. And so they walk away. Because I'm like, yeah, damn right. I'm like, I'm not paying $90 for a fucking toy. A vintage toy, that is. And the best one ever was, remember that Star Wars lunch pail that I got for $1? He was trying to sell it to me for $10, and I'm like, yeah, your ass. And he goes, well, what are you talking about, Fierce? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I talking about? The whole thing, I said, one of the stickers is ripped off of it. It's all scratched to shit. I said, in pristine condition, yes, probably $10. I said, one of the stickers is missing. It's scratched. I'm like, we're looking at $1.50. And I got it for $1. I was like, $10 my ass. Anyway. So yeah, Visions, anytime I try to send home something at least twice a month, if not every week. It depends on how much I get per month. So I try to send home some money whenever I can. But yeah, my mom does appreciate it. My mom's wrote me a couple times and said, John, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, well, I know I don't have to do it, Mom, but I like to do it because I like to help you out where I can. I'm like, that $20 can go to a bill. I said, if you've ran out of coffee, Mom, or she doesn't drink coffee. I said, Mom, if you've run out of tea, I said, buy some more tea with the money that I give you, or, use it for whatever you want, So I try to send home, when I can. She's not rich anymore, Yakovich. I mean, she has money, but, my dad earned a lot of the money. My dad was rich. I'm not rich. My dad was rich because he worked hard. Not that I'm saying I don't work hard. I work hard too. But my dad got a really, 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 really good job out of college, and he just stuck with it. He started in the mailroom, for God's sakes. So yeah. Plus, my dad got some money, because he was in the Army too. So combined with those two, he did all right. But no, my mom isn't rich anymore. I mean, she does okay. She still gets benefits and stuff from my dad's job, and she gets benefits from her job that she did. So yeah. Yo, Tan Mom, what's up? You are looking quite tannish. But be honest, spray tan or real tan? If it's spray tan, come to Florida to get a real tan. Don't do this spray tan crap. I've never done a spray tan. They just look hilarious. You don't even look brown. You look orange, for God's sakes. And you're like this, and you have to turn around and all that crap. Zero spray tans. Natural tan. Look at Fears' arm. Natural tan. I've been getting some sun on my face. Natural tan. Don't look like a fucking, orange. You get a spray tan, you're gonna look like a fucking plump orange. Because it's not even brown. They spray you like this orange, like, liquid on your body. That's not good. Let's see. You do banquet. You're a banquet crew. Oh, nice. Yo, Triple, what's up? Fears, you there? I'm here, Triple. I've been here. Where the hell have you been? Where in the hell have you been? Triple, we're 40 minutes into the stream. And I've just been telling everybody updates and stuff. I haven't even got to the movies yet. I will. I live up north and spray myself with Cheeto dust. Well, that's not good. I know you're joking around, Tan Mom. Plus, Cheetos suck. Cheetos are horrible. It's all about that Cool Ranch Doritos, man. Yeah, man. Cheetos, they're all right. They're okay. They're crunchy. But really? The Cheeto dust? Not my cup of tea. So get off the Cheetos. And I'm telling you, tan Mom, do not spray tan. Spray tans suck. Don't go there. No. But I'm sure you make a lot of money by being on a banquet crew. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool work. How long have you been doing that? I'm just curious. By the way, if you want this amazing mug, Vision's like, oh God, Fierce, here we go. But Visions, I love you, buddy. I always got to keep plugging your amazing website, so get used to it. www.exhumevisions.com to get this glorious mug. I got it for free because Visions is just a cool motherfucker and he's a cool friend. And he was like, you know what, Fears? He's like, you bought a Fears Vlogs mug? I'll hook you up with another mug. And I was like, hell yeah! I'm like, oh, anytime Visions has given me something for free, I use it a lot. I can't tell you how many looks I've gotten, Visions. Oh, when I come to see you, I'm bringing the, please be patient, I have Crohn's. Many times, like one lady got extremely mad, Visions. Remember I told you this story? She goes, oh, what? She goes, you think you can just wear that shirt? She goes, you're making fun of people with Crohn's. And I was like, ma'am, I have Crohn's. She goes, well, then why wear that shirt? I'm like, because it's hilarious. She goes, what do you mean it's hilarious? She's like, oh, you think their disease is hilarious? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I would be making fun of myself. I said, it's a meme shirt. It's a joke. We're joking around, you know? She's like, that's not something you joke around with. I said, I didn't even make the shirt. I said, my friend made it for me. She goes, well, shame on him. And I was like, oh, don't you be making fun of Lord Visions. I'm like, because Fears will stomp a mud hole in your ass. You know? I didn't say that to her, Visions. And I said, what I really said was, I said, ma'am, I think you're taking this way too seriously. I said, it's funny, it's a joke. I said, people have to be patient with me. I said, I puke a lot, I shit a lot, I fart a lot sometimes. I said, it's horrible. I said, living with Crohn's is horrible. You know? I said, I don't put it on anyone. I don't even put the Crohn's disease on my worst enemies. I would never say, hey, Quentin, I hope you have Crohn's. Because I wouldn't even want Quentin to have it. Because it's horrible. So it's horrible to deal with Crohn's. There's been a couple of times where I've woken up and I have been like, oh God, it's going to be a bad day. And I have my head stuck in a toilet for like 9 hours because I'm just puking my brains out, and then I have to call in. Thank God that hasn't happened, in a good minute. But my bosses understand. So I thought that was absolutely hysterical, Visions. And I got her to calm down. I can't remember where. I think I was in a grocery store when I was wearing that. So with the Lord Vision shirts, that's the only negative response I've ever gotten, Well, except for the old guy. Remember Vision? I haven't seen the old guy in the gym in quite a while. But I give him credit. He's still like 80, 85, and he's still in the gym working out. I'm like, hey, kudos to you, buddy. Still working out, rock on. And then he's like, I just don't get these t-shirts. And I'm like, you don't need to get them. They're hilarious. I'm like, that's the only key factor. I'm like, they're great. They're hilarious. He didn't like the pig vomit one. I was like, it's just pig vomit. Who cares, I'm like, it's a mermaid, and she's got pig vomit, smeared all over her chest. That's it. That's all you need to know. And he's like, yeah, but why wear that? And I'm like, why wouldn't I wear that? That's the better question, So, yeah. But, yeah. Let's see. I live up north. Nice. Let's see here. Stomp a mud hole. Dang, that's a good one, Fears. Well, obviously I didn't say that, Triple, but I was like, oh, don't be making fun of Vision's meme t-shirts, because they're great. There's not one t-shirt that actually, no, I've told Visions this. I don't really like all the devil stuff, because obviously I'm a Christian, but Visions respects my opinion, and I respect his. I know the reason why he prints that stuff, but that's not my cup of tea. So I've told Visions, I probably would never buy that stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, Fears. But yeah, I don't care that he prints that stuff. That's just, that's his thing. Oh, that's one of his things. But everything else on Vision's website, pretty cool stuff. But yeah. So Visions, that's the only negative thing I've ever gotten, from any of your shirts. That lady was pissed. And I had to calm her down. I really had to calm her down. She goes, you're disgusting. I can't believe you're making fun of someone with Crohn's. I'm like, ma'am, I have Crohn's. Sadly, I have Crohn's. I said, I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm like, if I'm making fun of anyone, I'm making fun of myself. I'm like, I'm wearing this shirt. And I'm like, plus my friend's not making fun of me. I'm like, he thought it was hilarious. He thinks Fears Man with Crohn's is hilarious. I'm hilarious. Crohn's is fucking hilarious. So once I explained it, then she kind of calmed down, Vision. But that's only been the only ever negative. Usually, the best thing that I've ever gotten whenever I wear an Exhumed Vision shirt, Visions, anytime I wear the I Love Grandma shirt, people are like, I want that shirt. Where did you get it? That's hilarious. That shirt's epic. I love my grandma too. I've got to get that shirt. And I'm like, well, I didn't make it. A friend made it. I said, if you want it, I said he makes all sorts of meme merchandise. And so some of the older people was like, what does that mean? I said, memes are like funny things to make fun of. Not in a bad way, just like, and not in a hurtful way, just like a playful way. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And I said, if you just go to his website, I said, I think it's like $11.99, right, Visions? The I Love Grandma shirt. So that's like, anytime I wear that one, people go batshit crazy, but like in a good way, you know? They're like, oh, I got to get that shirt. And I'm like, great, buy it. And like, show my friends some love, buy that shirt, you know? Richie says, take care, Fears. All right, Richie, I'll see you later. Richie, I'm trying to keep up with your videos, buddy. I haven't watched the last 4 videos, so I'm going to try to get on it soon, buddy. But good luck on those challenges, my friend. So, yeah, good luck. Keep up those awesome challenges, buddy. Keep them up. But later, Richie, peace out. Anyway. So yeah, that's the only negative response I've ever gotten, Visions. But everything else is great. I'm telling you that anytime I try to rotate the shirts. I haven't worn, maybe this weekend on Saturday, I'll wear the Tarman shirt. I haven't worn the Tarman, well, no, last week. Did I wear the Tarman shirt on my vacation? I did. I wore the I Love Grandma shirt on my vacation. I wore the Tarman shirt. Those 2. I only packed 2 Lord Vision shirts on the trip, so those 2. So, yeah. Fears, can you tell me about a time when you felt most like a Ghostbuster? Oh, I can do better than that, Triple. Fears dressed up like a Ghostbuster for Halloween a couple of times. So I would say those times I felt most like a Ghostbuster because I had the proton pack on. I had my suit all zipped up. I had the spectacles, you know, I had the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. So, I would say those times. God, I've been a Ghostbuster a couple times for Halloween. I don't even know how many times. Sometimes, if like when I was a kid, Triple, if I liked a certain costume, sometimes I would rock that costume for Halloween a couple of times. Like Michael Myers, I know for a fact I rocked that costume like 3 or 4 Halloweens in a row. The Ghostbuster, I've never been Egon. I've always been Ray Stantz. Ray Stantz is my favorite Ghostbuster. He's the heart of the Ghostbusters. Peter Venkman, he's the mouth of the Ghostbusters. Egon is the brains. Ray is the heart of the Ghostbusters. He's the one that invented all the equipment with Egon's help. He's the one that said we should make this a business. And then Winston, he's the outsider. He's not a scientist like all the other guys. So he's the audience, basically. And they said we needed a character like that. Like, what if someone's not a scientist? Oh, well, we need... The audience will make Egon the audience. And that's why that's why Winston just says, hey, as long as there's a steady paycheck, I'll believe in anything you say. Like, he's just trying to make the rent, you know? So there it is. Vision says, how's things going? Things are going good, Visions. Things are going pretty good. He goes, chat. Exactly. Wait, are you asking how the chat's doing or how I'm doing? Well, we'll ask them both. How is the chat doing? I hope the chat is doing great. I'm doing pretty good, Visions. So there it is. But yeah, Triple, to answer your question, the most time I ever felt like a Ghostbuster, probably on Halloween, because I know I rocked that costume at least 2 or 3 times. I doubt that, Visions. Visions like, you know what, Fears, you kind of look like Winston. I highly doubt that, you know, for one simple reason. And I'm not racist. I'm a white guy. Winston is black. I'm just saying. I look more like Ray. I know you're joking around, Visions, but I look more like Ray. Because Ray has the flowing 5 o'clock shadow, too. So, yeah. All right, let's get to the reviews. So tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing these. Tonight I'm going to be watching these 2, reviewing these 2. So if you guys want to watch these, Hitch and The Holiday, and you guys want to chime in tomorrow, I'm going to be watching these, just giving you guys a heads up. So I'm reviewing these tomorrow. Let's start with Austin Powers. I did watch all 4. So I didn't do any editing last night. I watched all 3 of these. And then right before I had to go into work, Visions, this movie's very short. So I watched it. Amazing movie. So I'm going to save this one for last because Visions rewatched it. And I've been taking Vision's advice. He said, Fierce, he goes, if you tell us what you watch in advance, he goes, we can watch it. And then he goes, we'll have more responses and we can chime in more. And I said, that's a great idea. So yeah. Yo! What's up, Pixel? What's up? He says, you could do a Killer Dunstan from Dunstan Checks In. That's hilarious, Visions. I mean, Pixel. Dunstan was an orangutan. I am quite hairy. So I probably could pull it off. Pixel, do I want to pull it off? Absolutely not. I'll let the orangutan take care of that. Fears would not look good in a monkey suit. So there it is. Triple says, during COVID lockdown, I had a lot of free time, so I made a super cut of almost all of Richie's intros. Oh yeah? Right on. Well, I think we all had a lot of time during COVID. I mean, COVID, I was spewing out the content. I was flowing out the content. Sometimes I would do 2-3 streams in a day. Sometimes I would do 2 streams and before I went to bed, Triple, I would upload a video. So I think everybody had a lot of time during, COVID, So, but it sucked because I lost a lot of money and I lost a lot of work hours because sometimes, being a security officer, they would be like, Fierce, I need you to work from home and do all your security reports and email them to me. Other times I had to come in, but I had to wear a mask and I had to wear gloves and because I did the night shift, we didn't interact with a lot of people. So I didn't lose a lot of hours, but I lost some hours because they said, oh, Fears, they said someone on our security team has gotten COVID. Don't come in for like 3 or 4 days until like we sterilize and clean the security office. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah. But you know what? I've never gotten COVID. I've took 4 or 5 COVID tests just to be sure. And a few of those I had to take because whenever my dad got really, really sick, they're like, you cannot go near him unless you, they were being serious. I remember like when I went to go visit my dad in the hospital, they said, when you go in, you're taking a COVID test. When you leave the hospital, you're taking another one. And I was like, yeah, but I already took one coming in. They're like, we don't care. You're taking another one on the way out. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was pretty nuts. So thank God we don't have to do that. But Triple, it's funny that you bring that up. I was spewing out the content, during the COVID shit. Because everyone was trying to, like, stay sane. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to put it. Everyone was trying to stay sane, stay busy, because people were running out of things to do. I'm dead serious. And I'm sure you guys can relate. I was like, all right, well, I've done this. I've done that. All right, I'll do another this. Because you couldn't go out. And when you did go out, you were, you were at risk. So yeah. Vision says, I think Larry is actually a woman. He sure does complain a lot. This is true. He could be. Visions, maybe he had a sex change. Don't hold it against him. Larry, obviously I'm joking around. Anyway. Larry says, my time of the month, Vision, so back off. Oh shit, well there it is. Bleeding a lot. I'm sure, that time of the month. Oh Lord. We're just joking, Triple. We're just joking. Let's see. Triple said it was a 15-minute long video full of 3-second clips of him saying, hey, YouTubers, how's it going? Or something of that sort. Again, I will say it again, Triple. Everybody had to stay busy during COVID. So, whether you edited, I did everything. I watched a shitload of movies. I worked out. I called home a lot. I edited. I streamed a shitload. I try to do a stream at least once a day. Back then, I was doing 2 streams a day, sometimes 3 streams a day, or sometimes I would mix it. I would be like, all right, I'll do 2 streams. One, one at the beginning of the day, like around 11 a.m., 12, and then one at night, like at around 9. And then during the day, I would edit a video or some shit and upload the video, Anyway, Fears I came up with for a plot for a Fears Man movie. It's a crossover with the original Ghostbusters. All right, Larry, let's hear it. What's the plot? What is the story? Fears Man has to assist the Ghostbusters. That's pretty cool. Let me know what it is. Big shout out to Lord Pixel, Lord Visions, Lord Triple, Lord Tate, not Larry, Lord Tate, Larry Tate. You must love Bewitch. Larry Tate was Darren, Samantha's husband's boss. And Larry Tate, man, sometimes he would fire Darren. He got fired a couple of times due to Samantha's witching abilities. But then Darren would always try to explain it without, like, outing his wife. And then he would get his job back. But fucking Larry Tate, that guy's great. Oh, Lord. All right, well, I think that's all the updates. All right, let's get on to a little bit of Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Well, let's start at the beginning. Visions, I watched all 3. My favorite, out of the whole 3, it would go like this. It would go Austin Powers, International Man of Mysteries first. The first one's always the best one. Goldmember is my second favorite, and then Austin Powers, The Spy That Shagged Me is my third favorite. So, my 2 favorite scenes out of Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, when they thaw him out of his ice. Warm liquid goo phase starting. Cleansing. And then he's like taking a piss, and like the computer is like, evacuation, complete. That's my first favorite scene. My second favorite scene is when he gets all of his personal effects. Like that one guy's like, Danger Powers, personal effects. And he's like, actually, my name is Austin Powers. And he goes, and then the guy goes, it says here your name is Danger Powers. He's like, no. Danger's my middle name. And he's like, all right. He's like, Austin Danger Powers. He's like, 1 crushed blue velvet suit. 1 black boots, 1 medallion, love symbol. And then he's like, 1 Swedish-made penis enlarger. And then Austin's like, that's not mine. He's like, 1 warranty card filled out by Austin Powers. And he's like, I'm telling you, baby. He's like, this sort of thing isn't my bag. And he's like, 1 book, Swedish-made penis enlargers, written by Austin Powers. This sort of thing is my bag. Baby. And then he's like, just sign the form. That's my second favorite scene. That scene's fucking great. Anyway, would I recommend it? Absolutely. Austin Powers, the first one. 10 out of 10. It is one of the greatest comedies ever. I'm not saying it's the greatest comedy ever. It's one of the greatest comedies ever. I highly recommend it. It's funny as hell. It's basically a spoof on spy movie spoof is. So it's 2 spoofs. So I watched the bonus features, and Mike Myers says, without James Bond, there would be no Austin Powers. He goes, without spy movie spoofs, there would be no Austin Powers. So he said, I took the best bits out of James Bond movies, and I took the best bits out of secret agent spy spoof movies, like Inlight Flint. Inlight Flint is like one of the best spoof, like, James Bond movies, And he said, I just mixed them, and he goes, I've always loved the 60s, I guess that's like Mike Myers' favorite decade. And I said, I just took all this, I took every single spy movie spoof and every single James Bond movie, and I mixed them together, made him British, put some 60s in there, and that's Austin Powers. And he goes, and one night, he goes, I was in the tub, he goes, and I was just trying to make my wife laugh. He goes, my wife was about to get into the tub with me, and he goes, I just kept looking at my wife saying, "Do I make you horny? Do I make you horny?" And then she was like, "That's fucking hilarious. You should add that in your new movie." And he went, "That is fucking hilarious." So that's where the, "Do I make you horny, baby?" all that crap. So there it is. So if it wouldn't have been for him being naked in the tub with his wife, then that's another layer of Austin Powers that we wouldn't have. So there it is. There it is. So it is funny. Lots of cameos. One of the best cameos is that guy from, he was on that Mad TV show, and he gets squished by the fucking steamroller in Austin Powers. He makes a cameo in every single Austin Powers movie, every single one. And he always plays some random guy in the background. But those cameos are fucking hilarious. So, totally recommend it. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Awesome movie. Awesome. Let's see here. Does Randy make you Randy, baby? Oh, shit. No, he does not, Visions. He's a good friend, but he does not make me Randy. Randy's a great friend, though. Randy's a good guy. Randy's awesome. You know what? And the thing is, it's funny that you brought, like, my friends up, Visions. I still have not heard from Sam. I don't know what is going on with Sam. I haven't heard from him in ages. I don't know what he's going through. I tried to call him about a week ago. Nothing was picking up. So Randy was like, try and call him next week. And I was like, I will. I don't know if Sam lost his job or if he's going through some emotional problems or if he's going through family problems, whatever he's going through. I left him a voice message last week. And I said, hey, man, I'm really getting worried. I said, I have not heard from you since our last hangout. And I know he's not mad at me because I didn't do anything to make him mad. We went axe throwing. We went to dinner. And he went, all right. He's like, well, Fears. He's like, the next time we'll hang out. He goes, we'll hang out right before you go on your trip. And I said, hey, do you think you could drive me to the airport? He goes, yeah, sure, no problem. And I went, sweet, man. I said, I'll give you some gas money for driving me, to the airport. And I never heard from him. And I called him a bunch. I was like, hey, man, can you still, take me to the airport? And then it got too late. And I left him a voice message. I'm like, hey, Sam, don't worry about it. I'm like, I have to get an Uber or I'm going to have to park my car at the airport. I'm like, I got to go on vacation, buddy. I still haven't heard from him. So I know he's not mad at me. Anyway, let's see. Austin Powers was the first DVD I owned. I spent a lot of time in those special features. Well, there's a lot of special features, Triple. So, yeah. Let's see here. Supposedly, Myers stole a lot from Dana Carvey for Austin Powers, and it is why they aren't friends anymore. Oh, really? Now, that I didn't know, Pixel. But from what I got from the bonus features, he said it's a little bit from spy movie spoofs, and then James Bond, and then funny jokes that he would do to his wife. And he said he mixed all three of them together. I didn't hear anything about Dana Carvey, but I didn't hear anything about that, Pixel, but you could be right. I have no idea. I've never heard any of that. Pixel says Dr. Evil is basically Dana Carvey's impression of the dude that owns SNL, Lorne. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That I didn't know. Maybe he joined the People's Temple or something. I don't know, Visions. I hope Sam's all right because I have not heard from him. So if you guys hear from him, let me know. Vision says, that is interesting, Pixel. That is interesting. I didn't know. I thought they were still friends, Pixel. That's sad that they're not because, man, were they a great trio with, Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! Yeah, dude. Totally rad, man. Wayne's World is great. Wayne fucking Campbell. That guy's great. Oh, my God. Hello. Welcome to Wayne's World Part 2. I'm your host, Wayne. And then I love, it's one of the best scenes. He goes, I forgot to tell you. He goes, Garth finally got pubes. Shh. And then all of a sudden he gets into the car and Garth's like, you didn't tell the audience about my pubes, did you? And he went, no, of course not. I fucking lost my goddamn mind when that happened. I was losing my shit, Pixel. God, I love Wayne's World 1 and Wayne's World 2. All right, so let's move on to The Spy Who Shagged Me. The best scene in it is when Mustafa gets killed. Again. Because they kill Mustafa in the first one. But then this one has to do with time travel and all that shit. So when they kill him again, that's my first favorite scene. My second favorite scene is when they're in the tent, and because the way Austin puts his bag down, it looks like the lady, like the female interest, she's grabbing things out of this big, like, duffel bag. But then Austin's, like, bent over looking at a map with a magnifying glass. And because there's a lantern on it, looks like her arm is going into his ass and, like, pulling stuff out. And then all the henchmen are kind of, like, looking at the tent like, what the fuck is going on? And then she starts pulling out tons of shit out of the duffel bag. But then on the outside of the tent, it looks like she's pulling out, like, a gerbil out of Austin's ass, an umbrella, everything, a magnifying glass. And then he's just responding. And it's one of the most funniest scenes out of the whole movie. The reason why I don't like it as much as Goldmember is some of the middle was, like, kind of boring. I like all the mini-me stuff. The mini-me shit is fucking hilarious. But definitely the first one or the third one has a better story. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Triple says, Fears, do you like any of the Major League movies with Charlie Sheen? You know what? I think I've only seen one of them. Triple, I haven't seen all of them. The one I watched, I think, was the very first, but it was so long ago, I don't remember much of it. I remember bits and pieces of it, but the bits and pieces I did see, I did enjoy. So, yeah. Pixel says, Carvey just recently forgave Myers in 2019. I had no idea that was going on, Pixel, but that's a pretty cool piece of information, so let me know. Or thanks for letting me know. But yeah. I never said that, Pixel. No, I never said I don't. I said I like this one. I said this one's my favorite, the first one. This is my second favorite. And then this is my third least favorite, the second one. The second one's kind of boring. The third one's great, though. So, I never said that, Pixel. Don't even go there. I never said anything about hating Beyonce. No, I didn't say that once. So, don't even go there, buddy. I never said that. I never once said that. Actually, Beyonce is great in the film. I love Goldmember. And probably the actual Goldmember villain is one of the most weirdest guys in the whole film series. He, like, rips off pieces of his flesh and, like, eats it, and then he likes painting everyone's tallywhacker, like, gold. And one of the best scenes, he goes, "Hey, Dr. Evil, can I paint that guy's tallywhacker gold? It's kind of my thing." Dr. Evil gets 2 inches from his face and goes, "How about no? You bastard," or he says something like that. So yeah. Okay, what is my favorite scene out of Goldmember? 2 favorite scenes. Probably when Beyonce starts singing the Goldmember song, and then Austin Powers time travels, and they're in Studio 54, and you see him get out of the car, and then Austin starts dancing, and then everyone in the club starts dancing, and then she's singing the Goldmember song, and then Goldmember comes out, and it's Mike Myers dressed up as Goldmember, because he plays a bunch of characters. He plays Fat Bastard, Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, Goldmember. Who else am I forgetting? There's one other character that he plays, something like that. But yeah. So, that's my first favorite scene out of Goldmember. If I had to pick a second one, probably when he time travels. He's like, "Amazing, Basil, a pimp mobile," and then all of a sudden Basil's like, "Oh yes, I know it would tickle your fancy," and he's like, "1970, baby, yeah, baby," and he hits the button, and then the car starts bouncing. I'd say those are my 2 favorite scenes. So yeah, how would I rate Goldmember? Solid 9 out of 10. The Spy Who Shagged Me, it's more like a 6 out of 10. The second one's not really my cup of tea. What up, Eddie? What's up? Good to see you. Pixel says, They were going to make a new Austin Powers years ago, but time keeps on slipping. I feel like they can still squeak one out, but the longer they wait, the worse he'll age. Yeah, I mean, Mike Myers, he's getting into his late 50s, I think. You know? So if they want to squeeze out one more Austin Powers, they better do it soon. So I totally agree with Pixel. Because I wouldn't mind an Austin Powers 4. Because the Austin Power movies are pretty hilarious, you know? Alright, so how would I rate them? 10 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 9 out of 10. There we are. Alright. What we've been waiting for. Alright, so Visions, get ready. Get ready to add in your 2 cents, because I know Visions, I know you watch this. Pixel, I know you've seen this before, so if you want to chime in, go for it. Fears watched it for the first time. How did this gem slip by Fears all these years? But thank God I finally watched it. I watched it last night, and oh my God. I wasn't scared. I was half losing my fucking mind. I was on the floor dying of laughter. There are some scary moments in it, but I was more laughing. It's a straight up horror movie spoof. So yeah, I watched all the bonus features first Visions, and there was a shitload of bonus features on this. So look at all that. I watched all of that. The only thing I haven't watched is the cast and the director's commentary. I'm gonna watch that this weekend and check out the commentary. So yeah. DVD Blu-ray guy, what's up? He says, Fears, that one con is just Space Coast, not Ghost. Is it? It is Space Coast Collector's Toy Fest. But you know what? I like it better the way I say it, DVD Blu-ray guys. The hell with you! I'm just joking. I'm just joking around. Just joking, buddy. Oh, so you're from that area. Okay. Space Coast. I'm from that area. Sweet. Cocoa Beach. To be. Okay. I didn't even know that you were from Florida. Nice. Cool. Very, very cool. All right. Pixel Visions, get ready to add in your 2 cents here. So I watch it. I'm absolutely fucking losing my mind. There's so much to talk about this. They got Tom Atkins in this. Visions, Dick Miller makes another appearance. That guy was in every cheesy movie of the 80s and 90s. He has been in Shopping Mall. He was in that Tom Hanks, The Burbs. He played the trash man in there. He gets killed by the Terminator in Terminator 1. He's the first one to ever get killed by a Terminator. So that would be a nice feather to have in anyone's hat. He was in, oh God. He was in, what was the other horror movie I just watched? Within the last couple of horror movies, Visions, I mean, he's just been back to back to back to back with stuff. So I forgot that you told me that Dick Miller was in this. So he's the one that gives the flamethrower to Tom Atkins' character. Tom Atkins plays a cop, and Dick Miller works as a police officer in this, and he goes, I need the flamethrower. And Dick Miller's like, sweet, I'll give you the flamethrower. Nice little cameo. So yeah, I saw that he was in charge of the weapons department. I was like, what movie has this fucking guy not been in? I mean, I give that guy mad props, Visions, because I'm just like, man, he was in action movies, he was in comedies, because Tom Hanks' The Burbs is a comedy. It's got horror aspects to it, but it's a comedy. And he played the trash man in that one. That guy was in everything. He was in that 80s movies Explorers. You know, he plays a helicopter pilot in that. So that guy has been in so many movies. It's sad that he's passed away. He was in Demon Knight. That was the one. That was the one that I recently saw him in. He was in Demon Knight. He played Uncle Willie in Demon Knight. because I was trying to think of a horror movie that I just saw him in, and he was in that. So it took me a minute. So yeah, so he's been in a lot of stuff. Pixel says it was a night and it was full of creeps. 8 out of 10. You gave it an 8 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Pixel on the cheesy hilarious factor. 10 out of 10. And I watched all the bonus features. The girl in it, she's still hot. She's older. She's like late 40s now. The girl is still hot. Plus, I'm watching the movie last night. There wasn't just one boobie in it. There was many boobies in it. And they were all looking quite nice. Hot, sexy women. Lots of boobies. So, already I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. So, yeah. Also, the actress that played Cindy was also in Thunder Run and Airwolf. Was she? Really? Wow. So, she was in Thunder Run? Wow. She was. Hang on. She was. Hang on, Visions. Oh my God, you just blew my mind. Hang on. Oh my. Yep. I'm looking at the back cover of it right now. Oh, shit. That's right. Damn. That blew my mind, buddy. I don't remember her in Airwolf. I'm gonna have to, because I'm watching Airwolf. I'm almost done with Airwolf. Right now, I'm watching a lot of MASH 4077, and Airwolf is right over here, right there. So I'm watching Airwolf on the 4th season, and then MASH is here. I'm at the end of the 5th season, going into the 6th season, because MASH has 11 seasons. That's a lot of MASH, and then Airwolf had 4 seasons, so we're getting there. I jumped back and forth, but I don't remember her in Airwolf, Visions, but that's a very cool. I'm sure I'll see her. I don't know what. I'm sure I've already seen her and I didn't recognize her, or she's in the 4th season and I haven't seen her yet. So it's one of those two. She's a good actress. She's still like on all the bonus features. She's like, I don't know, 48, 49. I'm like, I would still go out with her. She's still hot as hell, man. You see her boobies, in the movie. I'm like, that's a good set of boobies. But you don't see the whole. Like, you just kind of like see like a sneak peek of her boobies. So yeah, the guy that played Rusty Griswold from European Vacation, he's in it. And I did some research. He did Rusty Griswold first, and then he said a couple of months after I got finished filming European Vacation, he goes, my agent sent me the script and said, I think you'd be perfect for this. It's a hilarious spoof comedy / horror movie. You play this nerdy guy, and you're like buddy with this other guy that gets killed, and like you guys are like best friends, and he's handicapped, so you always have to help him out. And he said, yeah, send me the script. And he goes, I read the script and said, oh man, this is like everything that an actor loves. It's got action in it. It's got horror. It's got cool set pieces in it. He goes, hell yeah, I'll do this. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. Vision says, I counted and there's 3 sets of titties in Night of the Creeps. Yeah, but they're 3 legendary titties. And so I was like, nice. And when I watched the bonus features, Visions, the guy that directed it, he also directed, I had no idea. I did some research. The same guy that directed Night of the Creeps directed RoboCop 3, and he directed Monster Squad. And I love Monster Squad. I've already reviewed Monster Squad. You guys know my thoughts on Monster Squad. And now Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, when they came out, they did absolutely horrible. But now they're iconic classics. They're cult classics in the horror genre. And both of those movies have comedic aspects to it and horror aspects to it. And the director, I forgot his name. It's Fred something. Yeah, Fred Decker. He said, when I make movies, he goes, I just throw a bunch of my favorite things from other movies. So he said, My very first movie was Night of the Creeps, and he said, "All right." He goes, "Well, what do I want? He goes, what do I want to see in this?" He goes, "Well, obviously, I'm a funny guy. I like humor, so I'll put humor in it." He goes, "Oh, I love horror movies. I love sci-fi movies. I grew up with horror. I grew up with sci-fi." He's like, "Well, sci-fi, I got to add aliens in there." So he throws aliens in there. And the aliens show up right in the first sequence of the film. And then he goes, "What else of horror do I like?" He goes, "Oh, zombies." He goes, "You can't go wrong with zombies. Got to throw some zombies in there." So he throws some zombies in there. And he goes, "Oh, Parasite movies." He goes, "Those are scary movies. I'll throw some parasites in there." He goes, "And I'll make it an alien parasite." He goes, "So that's 20 times worse." So essentially, if you've never seen the film, it starts off on this alien spacecraft. This one alien is a scientist, and he invents this kind of parasite. It never tells you why he invents the parasite. He just invents it. But then he decides, I need to destroy this parasite. He goes, "I can't believe that I invented it. It'll just cause nothing but harm." The other aliens on the ship are like, no, don't destroy it. So they start shooting at him. They try to stop him. And he sends it off the ship. And he thinks that it'll just float into space. Boy, was he wrong. It travels through space and lands on Earth in the 1950s. And it starts off literally like a 1950s B movie. It's not even in color. The first, as soon as it gets to Earth, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie is all black and white, except for the alien sequence. So it starts off in color on the alien spacecraft. Once the parasite gets to Earth, then it's 10, 15 minutes of a B movie. They're in a 1950s car. The guy's like, "Oh man, was that a meteorite? Oh, I better go check it out." Why the fuck would you check it out? You were a fucking moron. Just get in the car with your lady and drive away. But of course, he's a fucking moron. He goes to check it out. And so the movie starts. Then it goes from 1950s black and white to, present day in the 80s. And so the adventure begins, And then it's just one bad decision after another. Tom Atkins' character, when I watched the behind the scenes visions, he said that's his favorite character that he's ever played. He goes, "And I've played some legendary characters." He goes, "I've been in comedies, I've been in action movies." He goes, "I've been in horror movies." Actually, a lot of horror movies he's been in. And he goes, Ray the cop is my favorite character I've ever played. He goes, "If I had to pick a second one," he goes, "I loved my cameo in Escape from New York." And I was like, that guy is so lucky to be in Escape from New York. I would give anything to have been in Escape from New York 1 and 2. Because I love those. Pixel said, "Are you a Lost Boys fan?" I've seen bits and pieces of the Lost Boys, Pixel, but I've never watched it all the way through. And I know those are iconic, legendary movies. I've never seen them all the way through. The key word is yet, though. I know there's a few of them. I know they made the first one in the 80s, and then they made some sequels to it. Whenever I get around, I'm gonna watch them. But no, I haven't seen a lot of it. So yeah. I have a trailer for you. Tokyo Gore Police. Oh, Lord. Well, if it's anything like, the last one, Pixel, the last one you had me watch was that Cannibal Holocaust. Whew. That was hard to sit through. Pixel, as much as you want me to watch that film, it's just too gory. Literally, the tribe shoves a pole up some guy's ass, goes up through his body cage, up through his esophagus, and a pole comes out of the guy's mouth. There's blood everywhere. They're eating people. They're shooting people. They're killing people. They're enjoying that they're killing people. They slaughter that fucking film crew or what they were documenting the documenters. And I'm like, this is so nuts. I can't believe they got away with that movie. You know what I'm saying? The Exorcist is one thing. People were pissed off when they made The Exorcist. So if you didn't like The Exorcist, don't watch Cannibalistic Holocaust, because I almost puked. It was that insane, buddy. I didn't puke, but I barely got through that trailer. I was just you guys saw me. I was like, oh shit. And then the British, I would much rather sit through the British one where the guy kills a bunch of the zombies with a lawnmower blade. There was blood all through that, but I could probably get through the British horror movie than the Holocaust one. So yeah. All right, let's try this Tokyo Gore Police. The name of it sounds hilarious. All right. Here we go. Well, since gore is in the title, I can only imagine. But, oh, Lord. All right. I'm going to prepare myself. Pixel finds these gems, these lost gems, and man, most of these gems are bloody. All right, Tokyo Gore Police. All right, here we go. Let's see, trailer. I forgot to put trailer. Tokyo Gore Police trailer. All right, here we go. So it was made in 2008. Okay, so all right, so this I thought it was like an 80s one. Okay, so it's fairly new. It says Tokyo Gore Police 2008 trailer, Tokyo Gore Police trailer 2. All right, well let's watch the first one. The first one is 3 minutes. So let's have a go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh Lord. I'm kind of nervous. All right, here we go. I'm assuming they filmed this all in Tokyo. All right. Pretty sexy girl. That's always good to start off a trailer with a hot, sexy girl, Pixel. And she's got a katana blade. So already I'm intrigued. Oh! Oh, Lord. It went from hot, sexy girl to this, like, half bloody corpse on the ground. And, like, half of his head was missing or some shit. Oh, that's what it looked like. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Oh, wow. Wow. Pixel, I am fucking losing my mind. It went from... Oh, what did I just see? I don't know what is wrong with this lady, but this lady, she rips off her blouse, and this acid stuff comes out of her boobies and burns some guy's face off. I shit you not. I gotta rewatch that. I gotta rewatch it. So this green liquid ooze comes out of her tits, I guess acid, and burns some guy's face off. Let's watch it again. Yeah. See, now this, it does have a lot of blood in it, but I know they weren't taking themselves seriously, like the cannibalistic zombie, or the cannibalistic Holocaust one. They made it look real, so I was quite disturbed about that. This one, there's a lot of blood, but you can tell they're making fun of horror films and cop movies. So I could probably sit through this one. There is a lot of blood in this, but I haven't got to that ooh factor, because I know they're making fun of two genres, but the Holocaust one, I was like, this is so fucked up. I'm not watching this movie. This one I could probably sit through, Pixel. This one's got me intrigued. Wow. All I gotta say is they had fun making this movie. I can only imagine the on-set stories, because there is blood, body parts. She's got liquid, creamy blue ooze coming out of her tits, and she burns some guy's face off. So far, that's my favorite scene. So, tit juice comes out of her boobies, and then burns some guy's face off. I'm in utter fucking chaos right now. You know, Pixel, it's got a little bit, it's got monsters in it, it's got horror, it's got katana blades, it's got hot, sexy babes in it. It's got pretty much everything a horror movie needs. Lots of blood. So, yeah. Oh. More acid tit juice coming out. Okay. There's a lot of tit juice coming out. Tokyo Gore Police coming soon. Tokyo in ruins. Fucking losing it. That was hilarious. Pixel, I don't know where you find these, but man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That was pretty gory. That was pretty gory. But like, that one I could probably sit through because they're making fun of police movies and horror movies in a funny way. So yeah. Let's see here. But that was a good one. It was pretty good. I lost it over the acid tit juice flying out and burning some guy's face off. Who would have known? Who would have known women's booby juice can burn someone's face off? Apparently it can. And it was green. So it was like biochemical, creamy, liquid, like green ooze, you know? Watch all of a sudden that fucking guy out of that one video game that me and Sam played. You know, the guy, the little pig, that fucking guy. All of a sudden he'll pop in, walking through bloody, shitty water like, little pig, motherfuckers. And I'm like, oh shit! You know, that game was awesome though, Pixel. I got scared. Well, I didn't get scared. I got the shock value. I was like, oh shit. But man, it was pretty nuts. That game, that's one of the most insane games I've ever played. But it was good. It was a good game, but man, it was insane. It was insane. All right, but let's see. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Dasho? Let's see here. Let me scroll down. Fears. What's the most surprising ending to a movie you've ever seen? That's a, that's a toughie. Well, I have a few. Triple. I've always enjoyed the surprise ending of the first Saw. Because I never thought that he would just get up and say, game over. Because what you see in movies is what you get. I thought, okay, he's on the ground, he's laying in a pool of blood, he's holding on to a gun, and then he's got, his head looks like it's blown off. So I'm like, okay, I thought this guy was locked inside the chamber with the two other guys. And I thought, oh, okay, well, he didn't want to play the game, so he just blew his head off and committed suicide and rather play the game. He's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not getting out of this bathroom. I'll just kill myself. So to see him get up and walk away, and he's the mastermind of the whole thing, that was a pretty surprise ending, Triple. That was a really good one. If I had to pick another one, probably I would say that's number one, the first Saw ending. That was pretty good. But if I had to pick a second one, I always enjoyed like the ending of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, like where all the Nazis, like they get all their faces burned off and they turn into skeletons and they all die. And then you see the wrath of God like come out of the ark and all that other shit. That was a pretty good surprise ending when I first saw it. I'm trying to think of another surprise ending. Oh, the legendary, like when Jason comes out of the water, like you think it's over and she's just like, you hear like the police are like driving down the road, Triple, and they did it on purpose. They made the ending go on and on and on and on and on and on to make you think it's over. There's not going to be another scare at the end. And it was one of the first times a movie to do that in the very first Friday the 13th movie. If you watch, the ending goes on forever. She's laying in the canoe. She gets up. She hears beautiful music. You think it's all, okay, she survived. She killed Mrs. Voorhees. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. And then she, like, looks off into the distance. The police are showing up. They're here to rescue her, finally. She's had to do all the work. And then what happens? A rotting Jason Voorhees jumps out of the water, grabs her by the neck, pulls her out of the canoe, and then she wakes. It's a dream sequence, and then she wakes up in a hospital bed. And then the movie ends. But it's one of the best surprise endings. So I would say that one too, Triple. I'm trying to do. Let's see if I can do a third one. Oh wait, no. This would be a fourth one. I did the Indiana Jones ending, the Saw ending, that ending, the Friday the 13th. I can't think of a fourth one, Triple, but those are like three endings that I was kind of surprised at the end. So yeah. Vision said, I saw Saw in the theater and everyone laughed at the ending. I don't know why they would laugh though, Visions. Like that's a great ending. Anyway, thank you for the 5 likes. I appreciate that. I forgot to look down and I saw that people had liked the stream 5 times, so I appreciate that. I don't know why they would laugh though. I mean, that's an iconic ending, and it's a surprise. I had no idea that he would get up. Like, I saw the flashbacks, and then we see that John Kramer is, Jigsaw. But before they do the flashbacks, like, I just thought it was some guy that Jigsaw had put, in. And that guy laying on the floor, he's like, fuck Jigsaw. I don't want to play his stupid games. I'm not getting out of this shitty bathroom. I'll just blow my head off, and like just end it all. So then I don't have to play his sadistic game. I'll just kill myself, That's what I thought. And then all of a sudden he just gets up and he's like, the key to that chain is in the bathtub. And then the guy realizes, oh shit, the key went down the drain, so I'm not getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to die in this shitty bathroom. And then the guy tries to kill Jigsaw and he electrocutes him. He just gets up, walks away, and he's like, game over! And then he slides the door shut. And I'm like, oh, well, you're fucked, buddy, So I don't know why they would laugh at that, Vision. It's a very good ending to a horror movie. In my opinion, Triple says, I thought you were going to say Sleepaway Camp. Oh, that's another one. I was surprised about that one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. The aunt is so creepy in that. I don't want another son. I need a daughter. You are fucking out of your mind, lady. You're out of your mind. And I seriously think they got a man to play the aunt. Because she doesn't sound like a lady. And when you're watching the film, when I was watching it for the first time, I can't tell if that aunt is a guy playing a woman or a woman playing a deep voice. And I looked for the Adam's apple, and I didn't see one, but I'm like, I think this is a guy playing the aunt. Like just like how, Angela is a dude or a he, she, or whatever. That movie is absolutely insane. I've said it many times. There's a lot going on in that movie. Incest, transgender shit, pedophilia shit. The fat guy's trying to get with Angela, and Angela's like, oh, what, you're into 12-year-olds? Well, guess what, buddy? Fuck you. I'm going to, throw this hot boiling steam of water on you and, burn the shit out of you, 3rd-degree burn. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in that movie. It's insane. It's a good movie, but it's an insane movie. I don't agree with all the pedophilia shit in it, but it's a weird fucking movie. One of the weirdest movies I've ever seen in my life. And the cops are so stupid in it. Well, I think it's an isolated incident. You're a fucking moron. If somebody dies at your camp, it's probably a good idea to stay in touch with the police, close down the camp so nobody else gets murdered. I don't think it'll happen again. Yes, it will. There's a killer on your fucking camp, grounds. You're a moron. Close the goddamn camp. It's so stupid. And then how many is there, Pixel? Is there 4 of them or 5? I haven't seen the other 2, 3, 4, and I think there's a 5. But I will watch them because now I'm invested. I have to see what happens to Angela. How many more people she kills? How many more times she can get away with it? In real life, after you killed 9, 10 people at a camp, you wouldn't get away with it. She gets away with it, and she gets away with it again in number 2, number 3, number 4, and I think there's a 5th one. But yeah, the woman that plays. So it is a woman that plays the ant. Pixel, I swear, she must have said it with like a dark voice, though. It sounds like it's a man playing a woman as the ant. I'm dead serious. Because the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, is that a man playing a woman for the ant, or is it the other way around? Anyway, let's see here. Oh man, I'm getting a little tired. Let's see. Vision says, speaking of Matman stuff, I went and watched Sound of Freedom at the theater last night. It was all right. I've never even heard of that, Visions. Sound of Freedom. I didn't know that she was a big actress, Pixel. Anyway, that's another surprise ending triple. Anyway, back to Night of the Creeps. Visions, anything else on Night of the Creeps? Let's see. What was my favorite 2 scenes? One of them is when Tom Atkins says, ladies, I've got some good news and I got some bad news. I said, he's like, the good news is your dates are here. He goes, the bad news is they're dead. And there are all these zombies that the parasite is ingested into them, so they've turned them dead. And their makeup is insane, man. Whoever did the makeup on Night of the Creeps, top job. They're breaking through windows. Tom Atkins is blowing their heads off. There's zombies coming through the doors, zombies coming through the windows. I mean, it is all hands on deck. That's probably one of my favorite scenes. The other scene is when Sydney and... Oh, I forgot the main character's name. What's the main character's name? What's his name? What is the geek's name? Vision, I forgot. What's the geek's name? What's him? Well, anyway, it's when my second favorite is when this guy and Sydney, they team up. Sydney's got the flamethrower on, and then the nerdy guy has got the shotgun, and they're just shooting the zombies that have the parasites in them, and then she roasts them on fire, because the only way to kill the parasite is to set the parasite on fire. Those are my 2 favorite scenes. Plus, I think it's cool. The nerdy guy gets the hot, sexy chick at the end of the movie. If it was only that simple in real life. Fears is, like I've been trying to find a hot, sexy, nerdy babe. 0 findings so far. But that's right, Chris, JC, and Sydney. Chris gets not only is Chris a nerdy badass, but he kills all the parasites, saves the day, kills all the zombies. He gets to have sex with Sydney at the end. French kisses the shits out of her, sees her boobies, and all was well with the universe. There it is. So yeah. Ray is hilarious. Ray's my favorite character, Visions. I would say Ray is my favorite, then Chris. Chris's friend, JC, he's cool, but man, he just whines and complains. But I understand why he whines and complains, because it must be hard. Any person with a handicap, they have a really hard life ahead of themselves, But I never feel sorry for handicapped people, because they don't want you to feel sorry for them. They want to be like everybody else. So I respect the hell out of them, because they've already got shitloads to deal with, So I respect handicapped people, or people with like diseases, or people with a handicap or something like that. My mom used to work with before my mom had a couple of professions. My mom started off working for the church. Then, while she was working for the church, she became a manager at a grocery store. Then she quit the grocery store, focused on working as a secretary at a church. Then she became a teacher, and she would do her church thing like on the weekends to make extra money. And then once we moved to a bigger house, somebody took over my mom's responsibility at the church, and then she focused on being a teacher. And then she found her real passion. My mom loves children, so my mom decided kind of do what Visions did. My mom created her own business, like how Visions created his own business. My mom said, well, I'm good with kids, so I'll just start a daycare. So in our basement, my mom had my dad, because we had like nothing on the walls in our basement. It was like just a cold, wet, damp basement. My dad put drywall everywhere. They laid carpet down, and my mom turned our entire basement into like a daycare center. There was a TV down there, and my mom had toys. My mom basically started a daycare, and she was a babysitter daycare for like 16, 17 years. And then whenever my dad got sick, then she retired. So, yeah. Let's see. Vision said, I thought it was funny that the coroner was always eating something while collecting the body. Yeah, I noticed that too. He's got a sandwich in a briefcase. Visions, did you see that? He's like, all right, he's like, let's get to work. And he opens up the briefcase. There's like a Subway sandwich like that long. And he's like, what do we got? And then he's like eating it. And then I love how they I don't know who decided to give Tom Atkins, no cop ever wears a trench coat in real life. But in the movies, they make the cops look all slick and cool. So he's got a trench coat on. He's smoking cigarettes every 5 seconds, and they make Ray like super cool. He's like, all right. He's like, let's get this shit over with. He's like, what do we got? Thrill me, and that's like his catchphrase. Yeah, thrill me. And then like he'll look down at a dead body. He's like, well, that's just fucking great. A dead body is on the ground, and just one disaster leads to another. I loved it, Visions. I thought 10 out of 10. I mean, it was fucking hilarious. The only time I got kind of like, not even scared, kind of nervous, or I was kind of like, whoa, shit, is there's this scene where this girl says, well, I gotta go, I'll meet you guys at the dance, and she's like all in like her dress. She opens up the door, and there's a zombie like 2 inches from her face, and it's the, that douchebag like college jock guy like Brad, and he calls himself the Bradster, and I'm like, oh, this guy, I'm like, what a fucking douche. Oh, the Bradster? I didn't like those people in high school and college. Hey, man, I can take a football and throw it 1,000 yards. Well, good fucking for you, And usually the jockos were douches. Now, I played sports in high school, but I wasn't like a jock douchebag. I just played sports because I like sports, and some of them I were good at. Some of them I weren't good at, but at least I made a lot of cool friends. But there was some people especially on when I played football. I played corner on defense, and I played receiver, because that's really the only thing a short guy can do in football, sadly. A lot of them, I made a lot of cool friends, like Trent. I met Trent through football, and he's like one of the coolest, funniest guys ever. I'm telling you, Visions, when you guys see him in a live or a vlog, I've already uploaded some footage of Trent. Trent is without a doubt one of the most fucking hilarious guys I've met in my life. He'll do anything for a laugh. I have witnessed Trent lick a piece of candy across the gym floor. Me, Eric, Tommy, and my other buddy Jesse, we were fucking dying. We were on the ground fucking losing it. And I'm like, Trent, you don't have to lick a piece of candy across the floor. He's like, oh, I'm fucking doing it, Fears. He goes, anything for a laugh. I'm like, yeah, but that's disgusting. He goes, Fears, the shock value will make you guys fucking lose your minds. And I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. And he'll do it. Trent, he's kind of calmed down a little bit, So now he's got a wife and he's got 2 kids, but Trent is still fucking hilarious. He called me the last week just going on and on and on about fucking hilarious shit. He was bunging and chunging it up on the phone. I'm like, Trent, you are fucking gone, buddy. I'm like, you are hilarious. So the guy's great. But yeah, I'd say those 2 are my 2 favorite scenes, Visions. He goes, I also thought it was funny that Tom Atkins said a bunch of weird stuff, like calling Chris and JC spanking and alfalfa. Yeah, that was hilarious. And then another great scene is when Tom Atkins' character saves some like hot, sexy slut, from the sorority, and then a zombie is like 2 inches away from killing Ray, and he goes, yeah, it's Miller time, baby, and like, it's Miller time, baby, and then he shoots the zombie right in the head, and I fucking lost it. I'm like, why the hell is he saying it's Miller time? Apparently, Ray drinks a lot of beer. That's fine. I drink a lot of beer, Anyway. That was another funny scene. It's Miller Time, baby. Anyway. But yeah, I noticed that too, Vision. The corner guy was making me lose it. He's like, all right, let's get this shit, rolling. And he's like, he's either smoking or he's eating. Or sometimes, Visions, he's doing both. Like, like when the dead body, the dead body's like on the corner table, right? And then the dead body, like, kind of like goes up like that. Well, he's smoking, and then he's like writing something down, like on his clipboard or whatever. And he goes from smoking, then he takes a bite of his sandwich or whatever the hell he was eating. I'm like, hello? A dead body is behind you, and a dead body just sat up. You probably should get the fuck out of there because that dead body is about to kill you in a matter of seconds. But no, the corner, he's a fucking moron, and he ends up dying. And there it is. Oh, these people drive me nuts in these horror movies. But they have to make them stupid because if they actually get away, then there's no movie, So I get why they do it. But sometimes I'm just watching, I'm like, you're an idiot. Why go up the stairs? Why are you not going out the front door? Why? You could easily escape. But no, you're a moron. Oh, I need to go upstairs and investigate. You're a fucking idiot. But again, my original statement, if they don't go upstairs, there's no movie. So there it is. Anyway. All right, let me scroll down here. I'm missing comments. That's just gross, Eddie. Don't make fun of my mom. Don't make fun of my mom. He says, Vision should start a daycare center in a cold, dark basement. Well, all basements are cold, dark. Unless you refurbish them, Plus, my dad was a very, hands-on type of, Mr. Fix-It type of guy. And my dad loved construction, too. So to remodel our basement, my dad was in heaven. He's like, oh, cool. He's like, I'll put up drywall. My dad put a bathroom down there because in order to do a daycare center, you have to have a bathroom. So he put a bathroom down there for my mom and the kids whenever my mom did her daycare job. So he actually made our basement look hella cool, And then we took all the old boxes and all the stuff that was in storage in our basement because that's all we were using it at the time. We just had boxes. My dad said, we'll just take all this and put it in the attic because we had a massive attic in our old house in Missouri. And he goes, we'll just take all this, put it in the attic, and then I'll just transform the the basement into a daycare center. So, plus my mom had a lot of clients. Like in my mom's prime, I think she was doing 16 kids at her daycare job. So she made a lot of money. Plus my mom loves kids. My mom's really good with kids. She always has been, so yeah. It all worked out. Let's see. What else can we say about Night of the Creeps, Visions? It's funny. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. There is some scary moments, but it's really a spoof on horror movies and sci-fi movies. Anything you see in a sci-fi movie or a horror movie, it's in there. Aliens, parasites, zombies, people are dying, hot, naked chicks, tons of boobies. It's all good. It's all good. Do I recommend it? Hell yes. It's so good. The thing that I'm worried, or not worried, that's the wrong word. Visions, Pixel, I cannot believe that this gem, this hilarious horror movie gem, I can't believe I didn't find this ages ago. I had never heard of it until, I don't remember if Visions mentioned it to me or Pixel, but thank God you guys did. It was so good, and now it's in the Fears movie collection forever. I'm going to watch it again this weekend, but I'm going to do the commentary, because I loved the film so much. I'm like, all right, I've got to hear the cast and crew and the director's commentary. So, yeah, I can't wait to rewatch this. I'll probably watch it Sunday afternoon right after church, because Friday, I'm getting off of work early. I'm going to go do the Firefighters Association Museum in Tampa. I'm going to make a donation. If you guys are ever in that area, it's free. It's free to do. It used to be a working firehouse. I can't remember when they closed it down as a working firehouse and turned it into a museum. I think late 80s, early 90s, they turned it into a museum. It's free to do the tour, but all they ask is for donations, and it's for a good charity. It's for the, I forgot what I called. I called the number a couple of days ago. And you have to make reservations. So on Thursday, I'm going to call them and say, one, for the tour, because apparently a lot of people take the tour. That's why they like reservations, to see how many people. It's not, and I looked online. It's not a big museum, but it's not a little museum. I'd say a medium-sized museum. So if you're ever in the Tampa area, check it out. It's for free, and all the donations, all the proceeds go to. From what I remember, she said it's the Firefighters Association charity, which is if any firefighter gets a broken bone or gets burnt in the line of duty, that money goes to treat their wounds. Or if somebody dies in the line of duty, that money goes to their family. And I'm like, well, that's a good charity. So I'm probably going to donate $40, $50 to it and take the tour. Anything I can do to help out. Because as much as I give it up for the vets, I give it up for the police and firefighters, because those are dangerous jobs. And firefighters make hella money. Police need to make more. I looked online. Police only make like $45,000 a year. That is fucking peanuts. That is shit water garbage. Excuse my language. Police put their life on the line. They should be making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. So shame on you, government people, for not giving them more money. Unbelievable. Now firefighters, they make like $70,000 or $80,000 a year. That's good. That's good money. That's exactly what police should do. Plus, it's the right thing to do. If they're putting their life, many police officers get shot. They put their life on the line. They have to deal with crazy, idiot psychos almost every single day. Not every day, but almost every single day. So I think they should definitely get paid more money. And it's a shame they don't. Again, teachers should get paid more money. Teachers teach you the fundamental skills and they teach you knowledge, to be a well-rounded individual in life. Because if you didn't go to school, you wouldn't know certain things. You wouldn't know how to tell time or add or. Teachers teach you all that stuff that you need in society. And I think some of my mom's teacher friends, because my mom used to be a teacher, so whenever she went from a teacher to babysitting, her teachers were like, "Oh wow, like we'll help your business." And so my mom babysat a lot of like her teacher friends' kids to start out with. Then my mom never had to do any promotional stuff, Vision. My mom, it was just word of mouth, My mom's teacher friends like, oh, like John's mom is so good at like taking care of my kids. You should go over and talk to mom, and like John's mom should like babysit your kids. So, and I remember like my mom telling me her teacher friends, they only get paid like $32,000 a year, which is horrible money. Horrible. They should pay teachers a lot more money. Anyway. Eddie, that is gross. That is just gross. He goes, maybe it's time to start your own daycare center, Fears. You can show them sleepaway camp. Never in a million years would I show any kids sleepaway camp. Eddie, shame on you. That's just gross and weird. I got to put you in a timeout, buddy. That's just nuts. Don't be saying that crazy stuff in my chat. That's insane. Don't say that. That's horrible, Eddie. Shame on you for saying that. Don't ever show a kid Sleepaway Camp. That's the worst film in the world to show a kid. Now, when they grow up, 19, 20, then show them that movie. But I would never show a kid. Especially if I had kids of my own. I would do the same thing that my mom and dad did. I would not allow them to watch horror movies. My first horror movie I watched, I was like 16 or 17. Kids around 16 or 17, they can handle horror movies then. If you showed them like Friday the 13th or The Exorcist or like Nightmare on Elm Street, like when they're 8 or 9, it would do horrible damage to them. So that's why my mom and dad said, when you get older, you can watch whatever you want. But they said, as a kid, you're not watching that horror movie garbage. Plus, my mom and dad really weren't into horror movies. The first time I watched it, I watched like 3 or 4 movies at a friend's house. I was at a sleepover at my friend's house. We're playing video games. And he went, yo, Fierce, shh. He goes, my parents just went to sleep, man. He goes, let's dig into my dad's collection and like, we'll watch some horror movies. And I was like, you know what, buddy? I said, I got to be honest. I said, I've never watched a horror movie. He went, what? He goes, Fierce, you're 16. You never watched a horror film? I said, sometimes my parents are kind of strict. I'm like, I said I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies. He goes, oh, Fierce, you're missing out. I said, missing out on what? He goes, Fierce, you need to watch some legendary ones. So if it wouldn't have been for my friend, I probably I probably would have watched Halloween, but much later on in life. He goes, Fears. He goes, we're watching Halloween 1 right now. I'm like, is it good? He went, oh, Fears, you have no idea. It's so good. I'm like, well, what's it about? And then he explained it to me, Pixel, and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm like, yeah. So we watched that one. In one night, we watched 3 movies. We watched Halloween, we watched Return of the Living Dead, and then Night of the Living Dead. I think it was those 3 that we watched. I know for a fact we watched Return of the Living Dead and Halloween. I can't remember what the third movie was. I think it was Night of the Living Dead. I think. Anyway. So anyway. Pixel says, I was 4 and 5 watching Hellraiser, Puppet Master, Toxic Avenger 2, Nightmare of the Elm, all of it. Well, Pixel, good for you. At least your parents, I guess your parents weren't as strict as mine. I could barely handle Toxic Avenger once. It was funny. I just didn't agree with them killing an innocent kid. He's just riding his bike, and then it's so sadistic. They're like laughing about it in the first one. They're like, "Yeah, cool. Let's kill children." And then they run over the 12-year-old's like head, and like it just explodes. I could have went without seeing that scene. Everything else was hilarious about Toxic Avenger except for that one. I know why they do it, because Pixel, you, Visions, and Randy told me, he said they were going for shock value. I know they were doing it for shock value, and that film company, they always do crazy scenes like that. So Randy's like, Fears, just get ready. He goes, Toxic Avenger 2, 3, 4. He goes, they just get more insane, more epic, more insane shock value scenes. I'm like, really? I'm like, worse than that? Randy goes, oh, yeah, Fears. He goes, that's worse in number 2, 3, and 4. And I was like, all right. I said, thanks for preparing me, Randall. I said, at least Randall gave me that warning. But yeah, that was the only scene I didn't like out of Toxic Avenger 1. I thought that was too much. Let's see. Pixel says, I was allowed to watch everything except porn as long as I acknowledged it. It was a okay, I got you, Pixel. Yeah. So yeah. Pixel, I don't think you're messed up. I think you're a cool guy, and I'm honored to be your friend. Just my parents were a little bit more stricter than yours. My parents said, we don't care that you watch horror movies, just later on in life. They said, when you turn 17, 18, so I really wasn't even supposed to watch it at my friend's house, but my mom and dad weren't around, and I thought, you know what? I think I've waited long enough. Let's watch some horror movies, you know? So I don't think you're messed up at all, Pixel. Pixel, without you, without our friendship, I wouldn't have seen some of these great horror movie gems. And again, Pixel, I cannot wait till we hang out. You've always been a good guy, always been a good friend. I've only gotten mad at you once, and you know what time I'm talking about. And you're like, well, wait, what did you say? You said, well, I think what did you say? Hang on, that pissed me off. Hang on. I always forget it because I blocked it out of my mind. The boycott. You're like, well, I think the boycott's going on. I went, you motherfucker. You had to go there. You had to go there. And I remember what you said. I could hear Pixel in the background. Fears, it's a joke. Hang on, I was just joking. No, fuck you, Pixel. It's fucking, you started a goddamn war. Fuck you, you motherfucker. Oh, I was going nuts. I didn't talk to Pixel for at least 2 weeks. You felt so bad. I remember you tried to contact me at least 2 or 3 times, Pixel. I wanted Pixel's blood. I was so pissed off back then. I was like, you crossed a fucking line, you son of a motherfucking bitch. Oh, I was going ballistic. I was going nuts. I really wanted to hunt down Pixel, and this is how naive I was. Pixel's 6, what are you, Pixel? You're like 6'9", right? Fears is 5'6", but I was so pissed. I'm like, I don't care how tall he is. I will beat the mother-loving shit out of that fucking guy. Fuck him. I'm going to hunt him down. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Oh, I was going nuts. It's only been one time, though. Anything else, me and Pixels had a great friendship. Fears has learned over the years to handle jokes. Back then, I couldn't take any jokes. That's why I wish the older Fears, this Fears now that can take a joke, I wish I could time travel back to a younger Fears and go, Fears, quit getting mad over the most stupidest, littlest things. Quit getting mad. Quit, going fucking ballistic. I made a lot of mistakes back in the days, but thank God I'm not an idiot and I learned from my mistakes. But I had to make a couple of mistakes. But man, oh man, that's there's only been probably two or three times that I've gotten so pissed off online that I felt ashamed. The first one was with Pixel. Then Quentin, Black Aldrin, and somebody else got me so mad. I didn't mean to say it this way. I meant to say, you Black Aldrin motherfucker. Like that. But I was so pissed, I couldn't catch my breath, and I accidentally said, you black mother effer, and then everyone thought I was racist. And I'm like, I'm not fucking racist. I said, I never have been racist, and oh man, they trolled me for years about that. Thank God that's died down. I'm like, I'm not racist. I'm like, I just couldn't catch my breath because I was so pissed off. So that one I was ashamed of. And then the third one was when Dragon got so pissed off he pulled a gun, and then I tried to calm him down. Remember, like, he called me and was like, Fears, you're just like everybody else. They troll me, you troll. I said, and I got kind of pissed, Pixel. Remember, I was like, Dragon, don't even go there. I said, I have never trolled you. I'm like, don't call me a troll. I never have been a troll, so don't accuse me of being a troll. And I did nothing but try to help Dragon. And of course, Dragon loves drama. I'm not trying to bring up drama right now. This is all old stuff. So those three things I kind of regret getting as mad as I did. So yeah. But it's all in the past now. But no, I don't think you're messed up, Pixel. I think you're a cool guy. And I cannot wait to hang out, meet you, drink beer, eat some pizza, buddy. Show me around your town. I want to check out Pixel lives near that one guy that, I guess he loves Michael Myers so much. I don't know where he got the plans, but he did a recreation of the Myers house, and now he lives in it. And I follow that guy on, he has a Facebook page dedicated to his Michael Myers house, Pixel, and it's like an exact replica of Myers house. He does like special events, like a couple times a year, because it's actually someone's residence. You can't just show up. I would love just to get a picture in front of it. He does a couple of special events a year, like he'll show like on his birthday, like Halloween 2, because I think that's that guy's favorite horror movie, and then you watch the horror movie like out in his front lawn, and then he has a tour throughout his house because he's got tons of Michael Myers memorabilia. You guys should see. This guy's like the horror master, you know? Anyway, one of these days I'd love to see it. So yeah. Vision says, I think the first horror movie I watched, it was Hellraiser as well. It was on TV it was on TV in my uncle's house. Walked in and freaked out because they were skinning, and I was like 6. Oh, really? Wow, you guys started young on the horror movies. Voice to text is funny. I meant there was skinned people walking around. Okay, so Visions must be watching this on his phone. Okay. I was like, yeah, I was trying to make out what you were saying, Visions, and I was like, he must have wrote it quickly. Sometimes when I write things out quickly, you guys saw in the Discord, I'll misspell something. Because I'm a fast typist. That's one thing I'm really good at. I got A's all the time in typing school. Yes, there was an action. I'm old as shit. Back in the day, in high school and college, there was literally a class that we had to take that teaches you how to type on a computer. And I've always been fast at typing. Always. Randy is also impressed at my texting skills. He's like, Fears, you text so fast. And I was like, I've got a lot to say, Randy, you know? Actually, I don't have a lot to say. I'm just joking around. But I'm very fast at typing, and I'm very fast at texting. Hellraiser opening used to spook me and Visions. Same with Puppet Master. You know what? I don't think I've seen scenes of Puppet Master's Pixel, but I don't think I've seen it all the way through. Is Puppet Master worth watching? Someone told me to watch House and House 2. Those are hilarious. I've seen a couple scenes out of House and House 2 or whatever. Thank you for the 6 likes. I appreciate that. Well, if there's nothing else, I think Fears is going to sign off. I'm going to save my Halloween stories for another day. I'm tired. I'm going to get some dinner, and I'm going to watch some movies. I'm going to take another nap. But I think I'm going to call it a night. But I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate you guys coming to the show, as always. I always want to thank the loving and loyal fans. You guys are great. Pixel says, only the first Puppet Master is worth watching. Okay. House 1 and House 2 are fun. I'll have to check them out. So big shout out to the fans. I can't thank you guys enough. Thanks for all the likes, the comments, the views. You guys plug in my channel to like all your friends and your family. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep spreading the word about my channels. If you guys get a chance, go to my TikTokage, FearsMan26 on TikTok. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're almost at 9,000. We're getting close. We're getting close. TikTok's kind of weird. Some days I'll be up on my views and up on my subs, and then I'll check in like the next day and I've lost some, and then I have to regain those. So it's a balancing act. But I'm actually doing a lot better on my TikTok than my 2 YouTube channels combined. But I will never give up on my YouTube channels. So always got to keep putting that amazing content out. But no, Pixel, I'm being for real. There's only been one time that I've been really mad at Pixel, but Pixel, you are a good friend, you're a good guy, and I cannot wait until we hang out, buddy. I don't know when that'll be. I'm gonna let all your conventions die down, and you've got a busier schedule than me, so you let me know, Pixel, when you want to hang out. And you can come visit me, Pixel, mi casa, su casa, or I can come visit you. Just let me know, buddy. Or we can meet at a con. I would rather just hang out with you at your house, man. You know, like play some video games, drink some beer, take that shot that you've been wanting me to do for a while. I'm nervous to take that shot though, because it's got that worm in it. I mean, I already have enough stomach problems, but if we do it, we got to at least film it, because that's got to go in a vlog, or I'll make that into a main video and put it on the main channel. We'll figure it out, Pixel. We'll figure it out. But the next epic trip, Lord Vision's trip, is next year, and I'm just tickled to death. I'm so excited. Because Visions challenged me. How dare you challenge me at my mini golf skills? Let's see. Visions, we're going to put that miniature golf degree to good use. Visions said he has a degree in miniature golf. I know he's joking around and he doesn't really have a miniature golf degree, but it's so funny that he said that. In my brain, I'm going to keep saying that he has a miniature golf degree, even though I know he doesn't have one. Visions, the challenge accepted, my friend. And then, I cannot wait. Oh, Goonie locations. Oh, I love the Goonies. They need to make a Goonies 2. Why they haven't made a Goonies 2 baffles me. They need to get that entire cast back together. Even get the old Fratellis back, you know? Get Sloth back, you know? I don't even know who played Sloth. I know it was like some bodybuilder guy, and he had prosthetics on, but they need to, whoever that guy was, they need to get the old Sloth back. You know what I'm saying? Make Goonies 2. The legend of One-Eyed Willie continues, you know? It's got such a great cast. It's an action adventure. It's the first movie I ever watched straight through, front to back, back to front. My British uncle was in town, and he said, John, do you want to go to Blockbuster and see a really good movie? Because this was back in the Blockbuster age. And I said, yeah. And he goes, we'll go rent the Goonies. And I said, what's that? And he goes, you're going to find out. He goes, it's a great movie. You need to watch it. And I remember sitting down. It was me, my brother, my Uncle John from England, my dad, and then my mom, and we all watched the Goonies together. And it was amazing. Fucking Goonies. Rock on. Rock on. Does Brad wear braces? Steph, it was beautiful. And then she's like, next time, kiss with your eyes open. It's a whole other experience. And she kisses Mikey, for God's sakes. Mikey gets some tongue action from Steph. Or whatever the hell that hot chick was. It was Steph Steph was the tall, geeky girl that her glasses gets broken. What's the other girl? I think it was Angie or Al. Oh, fuck, I can't remember. The hot chick. The hot chick that was like the cheerleader. I can't remember her name, though. She was hot. She was hot. And she was in other, like, 80s movies. She was in Summer Rental with John Candy. She was in, like, 2 horror movies. I don't remember which one, but she did a lot of acting in the 80s and 90s. They need to get that cast back, man, and do Goonies part dosage. I think the better question is why wouldn't they do part dosage? I'm just saying. Just saying. Food for thought. All right. I'm taking off. But anyway, Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to FearsMan26, Fears Vlogs. Check me out on the old TikTokage, FearsMan26 on TikTok. Check out my buddy Pixel Protocol, Lord of those pylons. Pixel, I know you love your wrestling channel, buddy. I like them both. But get on the Pixel Protocol footage. You've been to like 9 conventions, and I know your ass has been filming at those conventions. Get that content up soon, buddy. Come on. Why wait? Why wait? Get it up. Get it up. Follow Randall, Lord Randall, at Cameo Man 2021 and the mayor of O Magic. Follow Richie, that barbecue slinging mildew master guy. That guy is great. That guy is hilarious. I just bawled over Richie. He's great. He's hilarious. I love that guy. He's hysterical. And also, last but certainly not least, follow Visions. Lord Visions, King of the Goths, at www.exhumevisions.com. Buy some cool shit. Why? Because Visions is my buddy, my pal. Support his business. And he's a cool motherfucker. All right, this is Fears. Signing off. Peace. Deuces. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you guys.